Yamaha Kodiak 700 2016. We have a completed rad relocate and completed snorkel kit. Wasn't too happy with the last video, so I'm just going to do a quick rundown on how to access and remove and install the rad relocate. It's pretty simple. You start with your 12mm bolts here. You're going to have another one underneath here, which you can see tucks up into here, and then there's another one down right here, 12mm. After that, you're going to go to the other side, do the same thing, pull the front rack off. From there, we want to remove the front bumper. You're going to have a 12mm down here, a 12mm here, 14mm in here that's attached to the skid plate. And I believe that was everything. I apologize. Oh, you'll also have a 10mm down here on the factory skid plate that you'll need to remove as well to access that. At which point the front bumper should pull right off. Once you got the metal out of the way, you're gonna have a couple of pop clips here, push pins, whatever you want to call them here, and remove on this. And this here is going to want to pop right off. It's just press fitted in. At which point front plastics are completely removed except for the front fascia, where you'll have two clips behind here, one on either side just over top, and then you're going to have two more down here, two 10mm, and you're going to have a 10mm here and an 8mm up here, at which point the front fascia should come out. Don't forget the pigtails for the lights, which are tucked in just underneath here. It's kind of hard to see right now, but that's where they are. They're tucked in just under there. At which point your front fascia should come off, unless I forgot to include something. Then it's kind of hard to see right now, but you're going to have your mounting plate for your rad, which I don't know if you can see where my finger is. There'll be two 10mm here, one on either side, and then a press fitting up top. You're just going to want to pull that forward and release it. Your hose clamps, again, you'll have your upper and your lower, and your overflow, you're going to want to remove those as well. At which point it's free. You can reverse all the steps to bring back the plastics and the rack and put everything on. At which point you're free to mount. The kit with Wild Boar gives you all your mounting hardware you're going to need for here. A couple of 10mm bolts, some long flush bolts, your spacers. You're going to have 4 of those. Here I drilled these out to about a 1764 if I recall. Just used them on the rack. I decided to forego the U-bolts because, as you can see, they wouldn't fit. Once you got that mounted, you're now free to run your hoses. I used as much as the factory hose as I could for mine. As you can see, this is some of the extra hose they give you. They gave you a lot, which I ran down. It's kind of hard to see here, but this is all factory hose here, and I didn't have to cut that. I just made sure that there was no major kinks in it, so everything was free to flow, and ran that up to the extra little bit here, which goes underneath here, extended my overflow. And this one here, I really only needed about, well, as you can see, it's not a very big piece. Same thing, I just took the factory one, ran it up, kept that shield around it to avoid any rubbage here. I had to notch out into the front plastic here and drill a little hole, 2-inch hole here as well. Didn't have to mess with the wires. The factory wiring was actually long enough to reach for the fan. Ran this down. It actually runs up to here now, which I did with the snorkel kits, which was also pretty straightforward. You'll have to remove the 4 screws here to remove this piece. Also, once you have this off, there'll be 2 10mm or 2 12mm, I can't remember. They're just inside of here. Once you got all that off, this should slide right off. Then you'll have a push pin here, and there's a 10mm right there for the side plastics on both sides, which now gives you access to your CVT belts and hoses. Pull that out. You're going to want to do that. It does require you to drill into your storage compartment. I was a little sad to lose that. But on the plus side, I didn't have to do any modification to my stock airbox. It gives you a really tight boot. You're going to want to boil in some water to oh, there's that push pin I forgot to do in. There we go. You're going to want to boil that to get that over top there. It is a very tight fit. Gives you a couple of 45s there. And you got a Y pipe. Both these are for the intake that run over to the left side. One wraps around, down underneath and over. The other one comes straight out through the front of the storage compartment, right in here, runs down, over, and into the rear one. CVT was pretty straightforward, straight out behind the shielding and into the bottom of the up pipes. So that is a very quick, basic how to get at what you might need for a relocate and a snorkel kit. Any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will try and get back to you as soon as possible. Feel free to rewind and watch again. Also, it's very important to note when dealing with the coolant system, make sure the engine is cold and you have no pressure on the system before removing any hoses or caps. It could get very dangerous. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a great day.